What do you have showing up new this year? Everything's pretty much all.
Yeah, it is. That's all right. We got one for you. Hey folks, Chris Waters out here on the balcony. I got Dan from the Behemoth. We're getting mic'd up and we are ready to show off our next demo in just a second. Let's take a moment to appreciate this view. That's the San Diego Convention Center. This thing is super long. It looks like some kind of tube spaceship thing. I don't know. Dan, have a seat. Let's talk about BattleBlock Theater.
Let's talk about BattleBlock Theater.
Awesome. So you guys are here. You're on the show floor. You got some arcade cabinets there. You're showing it off.
I think we're the only people at the whole show with an arcade. We love old school games and we love the whole feel and we try to recapture it, but redo it, kind of make the genre grow a little more. So yeah, come see us. We have stand-up arcades at BattleBlock Theater and Castle Crashers.
And they got all sorts of T-shirts and little what do you call them? Little figures and stuff like that.
We got new stuff. This is one of the new guys right here.
Boom! A lot of good merchandise over at the Behemoth. All right, but we're here to talk about BattleBlock Theater. We got guys queuing up a demo in there. For folks who don't know what it's all about, give the overview. Give us the spiel.
All right, so it's a story about friendship. We have
touching.
It's co-op, so you can cross each other, just like, I don't know if you play Castle Crashers or not, but when you get to the princess, you fight each other, you kind of kick each other's butts, and then go back and work together again.
The princess is only going to kiss one dude.
Right, so it's kind of like that, because you work together, you get somewhere, you might want to, push your buddy into the water, throw him into the spikes, but in the end, you're still buddies, you go through it, and so for today, we're going to do something super special.
Super special?
Super special because
not just ordinary special.
Yes. We've been talking about the betrayal. Betrayal, what is this betrayal? What are we talking about?
That's with capital letters, right?
Yeah, because you're two best friends. You get on an island, you're in a boat, and then your friend betrays you. And we're going to see that today.
We're going to be witness to the betrayal.
Yeah, so let's roll that actually. Let's show that.
You can unlock it.
Are we getting that going in there, guys? Now, the betrayal, that sounds sinister. I don't know, but, like you said, it's a story about friendship. All right, cool. Part of the magic of live web television, folks, is, we're out here, stuff's in there. We're sort of coordinating with the crew as we talk about this. So, Dan, I got a chance to actually, went to preview night last night, stopped by the booth, played some BattleBlock Theater with Giancarlo, another GameSpot editor. And that part you said about pushing people into a lake, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we can talk over it because it has narration.
Oh, okay. Well, are we doing it? Okay, here it goes.
How splendid, it fits. You're looking awful sharp there, Hattie. Mr. Hattington, I say we go find some girls and have a night on the town. Or a night on the frown. What's this? Is everything okay, bud? Hattie? Uh-oh. Okay, with the hat, what's going on? The hat appeared to be glowing with a scary, bright red, evil aura. And our little round-headed friend was like, I sure hope this is a good thing and not a bad thing. And that's when the cats crept in from the shadows. Really? Her eyes piercing like tiny light bulbs, soft, bright orange, delicate fur, giant, bloodthirsty, tiny fangs, and needle-sharp, slashy claws. And our little round-headed pal was like, I sure hope this is a good thing and not a bad thing, too. It's bad. It's all bad. No, thank you. Please stop, he screamed, as suddenly he was being shackled and enslaved and betrayed by his very best friend. Oh, Hattie. As our little round-headed friend was being dragged away to some gladiatorial, prison-y Colosseum place, all he could wonder is why? Why, Hattie? Hattington, why? And what does prison food taste like? What is going on? And how can he stop it? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
And there you have it.
And so you can hear that important quote at the end that says, and how can he stop it? You must figure out, how do you save your friend and get out of there? Because you could get out of there right now. I mean, you're that good, but you need to figure out how to get your buddy with you. And even though he betrayed you, that's what friends do. You would still take your buddy out of there. You would just try to figure out, and aside from that, you need to figure out, why are there cats in suits? And
that's one of the great mysteries of our age.
Yeah, why are cats in outfits on this island?
How could this happen?
Yeah,
we must get to the bottom of that.
And aside from that, you're making money, you're basically a gladiator in a playhouse, you know, so it's kind of like this mix.
You're grabbing those gems.
Win the crowd, win your freedom, but you're getting gems and you unlock hundreds of things, you go through hundreds of levels. When you unlock someone, you're basically freeing that prisoner. You can play as that prisoner and go back in there, get back in there and please the crowd while you're trying to figure out how the heck do I get out of here.
Now, Castle Crashers, one of your previous games, had a lot of unlocking that was weapon-based. You know, just a host of hilarious, gory, ridiculous weapons. Now, you're talking about freeing individual people, and you get their attributes, you can then play as them? How does that sort of
You will look like those prisoners.
Okay.
Now, there's not anything direct right now that when you get a guy, but we do have different weapons that you unlock and trade as well as prisoners. You can trade prisoners, you can trade weapons. Some of the weapons are more direct, I'm gonna kill you. Other weapons are more utility.
Okay.
So you are trying to like kind of navigate things and get through things. So it's not always a good idea to bring a grenade when you're trying to work together.
It's true. I was playing yesterday, and I was playing as a little spiky-haired guy, and my projectile weapon was suction darts, which were amusing to bounce off my friend's head, but also, you know, I could stick them into the wall, and then we jumped on them to get to higher platforms.
Yeah.
He had a fan, which seemed to be that was a little bit less obvious in its utility.
Yeah, it's more of a defensive weapon. You had more of a, you know, I need to create a temporary platform kind of utility, or smack somebody in the head,
or just bounce them in the head. Now, so you know, we were playing, and there were two of us at a time, but this is a 4-player game. Is that correct?
Well,
no, that's Castle Crashers. How many players can play BattleBlock Theater at a time?
Well, right now we have a lot. We have more than Castle Crashers, but there is no official number just yet. We're
Greater than 4.
Yes, we are trying to tune it to become the perfect amount.
Okay.
So.
All right, so still some tweaking in progress. Now,
some tweaking, but we are making very good speed.
Yeah, so what is some stuff you've solidified, some cool stuff that you tested and then decided this is it, this is what we're going with?
Well, actually, in the demo that the guys are playing right now, you can see some of the new things we have. We have laser bridges, we have spikes, you know, that have stayed true, because there are some things that have stayed true since the initial burst of stuff. It was originally based off of the PDA games from Alien Hominid, but then there are other things that we've added that are brand new. There's like a raccoon that'll chase you and eat you. There's switches that turn things on and off, and you know, there's some puzzle elements in with the chaos. It's a lot of thinking and reflex all at the same time, but it doesn't matter. You can die over and over and over again. You can push me into the water, and while I'm drowning, you can step over my head. That's one way across the pit, you know? Whatever you want to do. And it won't matter, because I'll be back and I can push you in there.
Because you'll be back and you'll be able to, you know, make that jump before I do, so that I jump into the bottom of your feet and then fall down into the pit or
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways. And I'll always come back, and you'll always come back, unless we play on hard mode. There's another way to do that. So
hard mode is...
Regular, we have forever.
Come back to your heart's content. You blow up, you get eaten by a horrible raccoon beast.
Right.
It's
You
all
want to
good.
play on insane, you get one life.
Oof.
So that's for the hardcore people that like, you know, things like Super Meat Boy or something that doesn't forgive you. You have that option too. But if you want to play with your family, your friends, and you just want to kind of chill and see the story, you can do that too. But it's still there's still a challenge involved.
And that's a lot of fun too, because, you know, games where you have a lot of people cooperating. I'm remembering New Super Mario Brothers. You know, you have a lot of people playing that, but you have a limited amount of lives, and so you're goofy like, my actions resulted in your death. You know, like that can result in your game over for a second.
Right.
But with
There's a lot less
BattleBlock,
frustration.
it's just gleeful. Like, you know, we were both standing at the edge of the lake, like paddling to get the boat to come over, and I just go boop, and then, you know, pull up the boat, and he moves, and then the boat moves, and then he falls into the lake. I mean,
it's all fine.
And this stuff was not even, you know, we were like still figuring out the controls, and this stuff was happening. The amount of stuff that you guys have in store for once people are very expert at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth. It's just like our previous games, looks very simple, but there is a lot under the surface. This game, you know, can look super simple, but I guarantee you, this is the craziest game we've ever worked on. There's so much you can do, and there's so much that you can get from someone's personality just by playing with them online.
What, you learn the true nature of your friends?
You learn the true nature of your friend, just like the story.
All right, now, and one of the ways, that things get more complicated, I mean, we talked about doing stuff that harms your buddy, but there's a whole, like, teamwork button, on your arcade cabinet. So, like, help him up onto a ledge, toss him across a pit. There's a lot
Although that is not
positive-
necessarily a teamwork button, because you can use the throw to throw him into something he doesn't want to go into.
How about an team interaction button?
Yes.
Yeah.
The interaction that is changing based on what you're trying to do.
But
And it's intuitive.
Yeah, and we've been talking about using the powers for evil and delight, but it also is, in a lot of these situations, you need your buddy to persevere.
Yeah, I've seen all kinds of situations in our playtests of people who just want to hammer on each other, people that are somewhere in the middle, and people that just want to, they go through it real nice, and they do it super clean, and they're super proud of that. Depends on, who's playing.
And it's pretty impressive that the game would allow that full spectrum of human behavior.
It was hard.
I bet.
The game we based it off of with our PDA mini games is we try to go through the level, and if you screw up, you're dead, and then I don't have to do anything. I just watch you and make fun of you. And this one, we try to recapture the idea of it, even though you keep coming back when you die. We just try to capture the mischief between friends, and the story is all about the mischief between friends. So it's a very fitting theme, and you'll actually find yourself like, oh look, you did that to me, you jerk.
You jerk.
And then you'll be good again.
And then you'll have a laugh about it, and you'll both respawn, unless you're
okay.
playing on those difficulty levels.
You just gotta let that stuff go,
But there are a lot of different environmental hazards here. I mean, you've got blocks that explode, you got blocks that are clouds you can jump through. We're seeing right now some blocks that you gotta, one of your buddies gotta be standing on the switch to activate. I mean, the sheer variety here, it must have been pretty daunting to put together.
It's interesting, it's very simple at a block type, but then as soon as we do, we say, what would happen if we did this and this? And then we experiment for hours just trying to figure out, holy cow, it all kind of clicks together, and yes, there's a whole bunch of ways that a level can be composed, and as you go through the theater, you're pleasing the audience, and the theater's making more money so they can afford more crazy things as you go. So there's a ramp up in the difficulty, but there's nothing that seems too impossible, considering as long as you have the patience, you have another life to try. So we'll kill you with those saw blades on the ceiling, and then you learn you can slide right under them.
Or you don't.
Pick frisbees around, So they're working together there.
There you go. Oh, that was nice.
Oh, that wasn't so nice.
Not so much.
And then everything's okay. We're flying through the sky.
We've got wings. Yeah, little environmental power-up pickups and stuff. It seems a lot of this. My impression playing the game was a lot of the stuff you encounter is very, it's very simple. But the app, like you were saying, the applications, it grows and it multiplies, and so even from a control perspective, it's, you have the jump, you have the attack, you have very simple stuff to do, but depending on the situation, depending on where your teammate is, it multiplies like that.
It does, and it's hard to say what kind of games feel like this. I feel like this game feels very unique. It is a platformer at heart. We've all played platformers, but I don't think anybody's played anything like this.
Well, so we know that people at Comic-Con here will be getting a chance to play it. You go, the Behemoth, they've got this big thing hanging, you can't miss it, and you've got the arcade cabinets for Castle Crashers and for BattleBlock Theater. But do you guys have a release window in mind for when folks are going to be able to get this into their own living rooms?
We don't have a release date right now. We would love to get the game into everybody's hands. It's getting really solid. I'm really excited. We just want to put it out there now, but we don't rush quality. Quality is the leader here. We follow quality to wherever it takes us. Castle Crashers took about 3.5 years, and I would say we're about, maybe nearing the end, almost year 3, I guess, right now.
Yeah, you guys have been working on this one for a while, but I mean, with so many elements at play, it's wanting to encourage that full range of human interaction, of helping and hurting.
We will make it worth the wait. I guarantee you.
Excellent.
And I'm not biased. I am and I'm not. If I wasn't proud of it, I would not say that. So really, I can guarantee that
you guys are feeling pretty good about it.
Oh yeah, anybody can have fun in one of the. There's an arena as well. We talked about a story, but you can also fight each other in the arena for the guys that want to go hardcore. And there's all kinds of ways to play arena. So you have people. We have modes that will pit you directly against each other, and ones that kind of you don't want to be around each other. So there's a varying degree of how hardcore someone wants to be even in arena. So we try to match the span of just so everybody can.
Well,
enjoy
it sounds like you're covering a pretty broad span of gamers in your goals, and I hope that works out. And I really hope, yeah, you guys wrap it up soon so I can get this in play with my friends at home. And Dan, thank you so much for bringing BattleBlock Theater by.
Appreciate it.
Hope you folks enjoyed that look, and hope you get to try it out here at Comic-Con, or if not, just check out our coverage of it on the site. Now we're gonna, across that street, inside that cavernous thing somewhere, Homer Ibarra continues his quest to produce video content that, maybe he'll be yelling this time. That was weird last time, wasn't it? I don't know, but hopefully something amusing out of Homer Ibarra. You can always be counted on for a good time.